We discussed the three meditation stages and some other instructions in this morning. Here again, the practice of mindfulness is about learning to relax and stay with awareness, right? Mindfulness does not work very well if you think of it only as a method or technique, or if you wait to use it only when your negative emotions arise. So mindfulness is developed through daily meditation practice, uh, maybe not daily meditation practice, daily developed through daily your activity, worldly, activities, just, its benefits arise directly from the experience in your daily life. Uh, most people think mindfulness when it's a meditation, and when you sit down in your cushion and then you just relax. And not only that, just you have to develop through your daily activities, and just to be aware, be mindful, whatever you do, Um, and as you cultivate mindfulness, you begin to discover a natural ability to be both relaxed and aware. Uh, Mindfulness itself is a basic human quality. It is always present as a potential, even if you are not actively using it. Everything happens in the present moment, and the experience of life, moment by moment, is really precious. In fact, if you put some effort and attention into being present, you may discover that actually it's actually easier than being caught up in the past or the future, simply because the present is right here, right? Just in front of you, just in your mind. So in Buddhism, a basic part of learn to meditate is learn to trust yourself, I think. But the question is, how do you actually learn to trust yourself in meditation? That, as I said, mentioned, let go of perfection, be patient, listen to your experience, and rely on a teacher. Read books, teaching recording can guide you. But these are the methods, but the real wisdom comes from inside you. So recognize your inner quality, stability, even when your thoughts and emotions sort of move around. There is a part of you that can observe, right? That's the real wisdom. It's right there. And you learn to trust that you can see clearly what is actually happening to you. So trusting yourself is the foundation of your meditation. And it's also the foundation of your personal improvement. I mean, if you don't trust yourself, because you can't, whatever you do, it's hard to improve. And because sometimes people meditate, they feel really bad. I mean, frustrated. And so you have to trust yourself and make sure that you understand it is the foundation of your meditation. And as your mindfulness practice depends, a sense of this gentleness naturally arises. And this is connected with your commitment to the practice of meditation, uh, which creates openness. The benefit of meditation practice is that you become a gentle and more loving person, and you become less greedy. Everything you kind of easily sort of accept. That's okay. Something happened. That's okay. That's a really good sign that your meditation is working. But if everything is like, oh, your irritation, like everything is make you unhappy, that's a bad sign for your meditation. So when you change your attitude, you develop an awareness that allows you to be friendly with both yourself and others. That's really good sign of your meditation. That is sort of basic point of practice of meditation. This is true. Lots of even during my life, there are lots of good meditators, and for them, it's just everything is fine. Whether it's Still they go through, like difficulties and all that, but it seems like it's okay. That's because of, I think, their quality, the meditation. So meditation is a way of reconnecting with the natural quality of awareness that we all have, and find out for yourself what is truth, who you are. And once you discover that, you will have a wonderful life. Because without disturbing emotions, your mind would be very different. Even not complete like you purified all this negative emotion. That's it's possible, but maybe it's hard. But even you have less um, negative emotions, such as like your anger, your hatred, all this, then your life, your mind will be very different. And you could bring your body and mind together in the present moment. So that's the point. That's our goal, right? To do that, the instruction is to practice mindfulness and awareness as a foundation. So these two practices help you rest in the mind, continue resting, repeated resting, as I mentioned, right? You remember? In this way, meditation can help you discover your inner capacity, your inner qualities. So you start with very simple meditations, such as just sitting and, we did, right? Breathe in. I used to like, when I meditate, uh, mindfulness, focus on my breath. Um, there's no like really strong thoughts in my mind, but I cannot like focus on completely on my breath. For example, when I breathe in, are you 100% focused on your breathe in? No, there's something like this, not obvious, but there's subtle movement in my mind. So then I can see, oh, I'm not mindful. Sometimes I have expectations like, oh, I'm meditating. Um, can I receive blessings? Can I develop my capacity? All that kind of, that destroy my meditation. Rather, you just focus on, try to like focus on your breath. It's very simple, but it's one way it's simple, the other way it's very difficult. Do you feel that? Like when you breathe in and out, are you 100% focused? There's no like difficult visualizations and nothing, right? But just to focus, aware of your breath, like you breathe in like 1 second, 2 seconds, I don't know. Are you really focused on that? I mean, it's very simple, but it's we're not. Maybe you are. I don't know. I'm talking about myself. So that tells me like how much is my mindfulness meditation. Like you know, many years. Um, and then sometimes visualizations. If that's even more difficult, this is the easiest and the simple way to meditate on mindfulness, like focus on your breath. There's so other like complicated meditations in Buddhism, but even like this simple meditation is sometimes feel like frustrated, like, oh, I meditate so many years, I'm still like not 100% focus on my breath. It's sometimes I feel that. I understand you sometimes meditate like too much distractions. Sometimes you're very, you know, no energy, very sleepy. You're not focused on. You say the mantras. I understand. Then you feel like oh, frustrated. I'm such a. I understand that, but just let that go. It's okay, ups and downs. That's fine as long as you don't give up. So, as I said, I always mention this as Buddha said, like meditation is like this journey, your journey, self-discovery. It takes long time to get there, your destination. That's okay, I think. So, so this is very important. You start with very simple meditation, okay? I mean, if you are, you know who you are. If you are a beginner, or then I would say, start with simple meditation. You know, just sit, observe, focus on your breath or whatever in front of you. Um, every breath you take is a gift. Then you appreciate your life. It doesn't matter what comes up. You don't have to try to get away from your thoughts and your emotions. They just, if you really see, they just come and go, sort of merging into each other. They're not permanent. And when you see that, then you begin to um, take the attitude that they're not a big deal. You feel like, oh, they're not a big deal. They're just like, waves coming and going, right? If you feel, oh, yeah, my emotions coming and irritated, frustrated, then it's a big deal. But if you feel like, yeah, my thoughts come in, and they just come and go, dissolve each other. And if you see that way, then no big deal. Then you begin to take that kind of attitude that's, you feel like they're really not big deal. Then everything is okay. So meditating in this way, it allows you to relax, and you begin to see meditation as a process of natural improvement, self-discovery. So that's why you should start your meditation in a very simple way with a commitment. We need a commitment, otherwise you always sort of forget and give up and like that. So when you receive or take, like initiation empowerment basically means you're making commitment. The teachers give you, hey, I give you this empowerment, but you have to make this commitment. If you don't do that, you're you break the vow and break your commitment, then you are not going to improve your meditation. So there is always, commitment. Either you take Vajrayana, Mahayana, Hinayana, whatever, but commitment is important. And to maintain that commitment, you need a clear understanding of the essence of the practice, right? So that your commitment continues. For example, if you receive empowerment, oh, you have to understand what is that. Once you understand the essence of that practice, then, oh, this is so important practice. I have to keep my commitment. Without understanding that, how you keep your commitment. If you don't see the value, the benefit, then it's difficult to keep the commitment. Without commitment, nothing improves. So when you sort of recognize the benefit of your practice, that understanding is called faith. Faith creates a deep connection with your practice and enables you to apply the instructions in your daily meditation. And bring your full attention and your sort of heart into your practice is essential. In order to do that, sort of you have to develop this kind of commitment or faith based on your knowledge, your understanding, the essence of that practice. And in the beginning, you might not, notice much. It may seem like nothing is changing, right? If you meditate for a year, you know, you feel like, oh, nothing is changing, nothing is developing. But, if you maintain and don't lose your commitment, you will eventually come to understand the difference between distraction and focus through your meditation practice. So, so I suggest practicing mindfulness at least once a daily for around 30 minutes, if possible. Um, Everyone has the potential and capacity to live with the wisdom and compassion, but these qualities need to be developed through consistent training of the mind. And when you truly come to understand wisdom and compassion, you are already sort of connecting with a sense of liberation. When I say liberation, many people think that liberation is a place of happiness where enlightened beings go after they die, or liberation only happens after death. Nothing could be further from the truth. In Buddhism, liberation can be realized right here and right now, in this very lifetime. If you are able to free yourself from all these negative emotions and thoughts, you can really experience liberation in the present moment, right now, right here. If you want to enjoy your life and benefit others, you need to let go of the things that um, bind you in everyday life. Then enlightenment or liberation is right there. So do not wish for anything else. Uh, the Buddha shows us how to look deeply into our lives and to appreciate this precious human life and time, and to develop concentration and transfer, like, anger, attachment, and negative emotions. And to achieve this, we need to, as I said, practice mindfulness, awareness. So what the purpose is, the mindfulness. The purpose of mindfulness of mind is to slow down restless, right? And constant sort of jumping from one thought to another and follow, and then eventually we just completely lost this present moment. And when you think about past thoughts, and then it creates so much, all these negative thoughts, and then anger develops, and then create all these bad habits, and that's not who you are, right? You are in the past. So I think that's why that's the purpose of practice mindfulness, and awareness, because it slowed down this restless, and follow your thoughts one after another. I mean, it's hard, but it's sometimes kind of people like to follow your thoughts, one after another. One moment you are thinking something in the past, and the next moment you are planning for the future, all of these thoughts, emotions, and sort of moods often lead to worry and agitation. So, mindfulness of mind means becoming aware of what is happening in your mind. So, you simply observe. Teachers say that, when you practice mindfulness, you observe without judgment or reaction. You're not trying to fix or change anything, right? Just to observe clearly. Because if you're trying to fix or change, then you're not gentle with yourself. Just to observe. For example, if you drink a cup of tea, just to observe, just to be mindful. But if you, as soon as you judge, oh, this tea is terrible. Oh, this is delicious. Then you create attachment there. Oh, this is terrible. Your anger there. So mindfulness of mind means, just to become aware, observe without any judgment. So that is kind of like the mindfulness and awareness, right? And then this awareness creates space. When you see the thought or emotion arise and pause without clinging to it, then the mind starts sort of slow down. Then you see the relaxation is coming. I'm talking about mindfulness, right? Sometimes you need like, okay, I had that thought. What? Why? Sometimes you need like plan your future. That's different situation. But when you meditate on mindfulness, just observe without any change or judgment. So if there is distractions, you need to return again and again to the present moment. So mindfulness of the mind involves simply observing the mind rather than being controlled by it. So this is how you slow down the restlessness. So meditation in this way allows you the mind, you know, the mind finds you sort of natural state of relaxation. So that means there is no thinking about the past or future, only the present. Then your body, your mind are together. Um, and that means you are truly present and can live each moment of daily life fully. So you are, in that case, uh, deeply connected with your own life. Therefore, the practice of mindfulness and awareness is necessary, right? No matter who you are. And meditation should be approached in a simple and very basic way. And mindfulness meditation is the process of engaging directly with each situation as it arises. So mindfulness is not about the past or the future. It's fully present in here and now. And awareness arises naturally from mindfulness. It is a form of recognition. Uh, so uh, mindfulness creates the space for this sort of recognition, right? Recognition to manifest and allowing sort of distractions to be seen clearly. In this way, mindfulness is like, I always say, the words, and awareness is like the grammar, given sort of structure and understanding together, mindfulness and awareness. So when you meditate on mindfulness, you might ask yourself, what should I do with that? Then awareness gives you the answer. You don't have to do anything with it. You can simply let it sort of remain in its own natural place. So together, it is like discovering a beautiful flower. When you walk somewhere, you see a beautiful flower grow there. You might wonder, should I pick it or should I let it stay here? Then your awareness says, if you are not mindful, you don't even see where there is a beautiful flower, right? But if you're mindful, you see the flower grow. Wow, that's beautiful. And then you're kind of a little bit confused. Should I pick it to take home, enjoy, or should I stay here? Then awareness is there, give you the answer. Say, hey, let it be. This is its natural place to grow. So in this way, sort of awareness is the willingness not to cling into the in sort of this insights that arise from mindfulness. So awareness, when you see the flower and it just enjoy and just let it be, just go, and then there's no attachment, but you enjoy it. Maybe you offer, right, and then you appreciate the environment. But without this too mindful awareness, you even don't see anything there. So again, so mindfulness allows things sort of simply to be as they are. If you are fully aware of your situation and you look at it directly, then there is a clear wisdom. That is the mind of sort of awareness. So mindfulness and awareness work together to bring the acceptance of your life as it is. So when you practice in this way, you experience relaxation and joy, which benefits everyone around you, and appreciate your life. That's why mindfulness awareness practice is in Buddhism, it's a foundation, because this practice develops your inner capacity and make your mind more peaceful and relaxed and aware. Then you become more confident, enthusiastic about practice. Once you're there like that, when you see the benefit of your meditation, the science of your meditation, it's just there's so much, what I say, like this enjoyment, enthusiastic about your meditation, your unchangeable confidence. Um, but in order to get there, you have to be patient with yourself, with your meditation. But once you get there, then it's still slow, but then you can see all these qualities, developed in your meditation, and then it's just then nobody can stop you. So meditate, you have to understand that my sort of on my on experience, meditation is not only about feeling good, uh, but it is also a great opportunity to observe your distractions and help your self-discipline, so that allowing your inner potential to grow. That's I think, the benefit, the point of meditation. Uh, mm, I think many people believe they lack the conditions needed for happiness, right? So they wander sort of into the future, look for more conditions of happiness. People are usually, not all, everybody, but lots of people, are never satisfied with what they have, and their minds are always distracted. Uh, so that's really what is happening in our mind. And it's easier for the mind to concentrate when it's in a peaceful and happy state than when it's filled with distractions, anxiety, and desire. So, so um, through meditation, we recognize that we have the opportunity to practice meditation, and that there is no moment more important than the present one. So recognizing the importance of the present moment is the beginning of true meditation practice. And the key is to understand that meditation is not limited to sitting on a cushion. Meditation is becoming aware, present, and fully engaged with whatever you're doing. So, daily life itself becomes the path, right? For example, try to pause distractions, observe thoughts and emotions. So this keeps connected with awareness, especially during sort of strong emotions, and creates space between you and the experience. I can say this: if you are mindful, every person you meet is an opportunity to cultivate love. Um, that's where real meditation happens. And joy arises each time when you connect with the seeds of love and compassion, faith, and wisdom within yourself. So, deep within you, there are natural capacities for both compassion, uh, caring for others, and wanting to relieve suffering, and wisdom, which is seeing things clearly and understanding sort of the nature of reality. And when you connect with these inner qualities, even for a moment, a sense of authentic joy can arise, even for a moment. Both this combination of sort of your compassion and wisdom, then there is authentic joy you can see. Otherwise, meditation is not always joyful, but when you see the benefit of, you know, your compassion, wisdom, and that you find within yourself, then wow, really? Is this me? There is authentic happiness and joy. It's just natural. Opposite, when you like connect it with your anger, jealousy, all these things, then there is authentic suffering can arise in your mind. So this is not the, you know, depends on not external circumstances. So this authentic joy through your meditation, understand your compassion or wisdom, these qualities. This is not the joy of sort of excitement though, or external sort of pleasure, but a deep, stable inner joy. This joy arises from your inner quality, like compassion or wisdom, generosity, and contentment. And it is stable and not easily disturbed by changing sort of conditions. It touches your heart, not just your senses, right? We're just we are depends on external too much. You know, I want to listen beautiful music, ear sense. I want to see beautiful things. Oh, I want to watch beautiful movie. All these are our sense. These are rely on the external circumstances. Then there is no authentic joy and love, and because we are just rely on the external circumstances, and that's not the reality. Opposite of, like, if you really focus on inner, not the senses, your inner, your heart, your mind, your compassion, your wisdom, these are, the main thing. Then whatever happens, the external situation, it doesn't bother you because you are not rely on only that. You are you are deep, like deeply touched with your heart. That doesn't matter whatever circumstance or changes external outside. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother you. But we are so much rely on, just too much rely on external, only external things. Then that brings like suffering, happiness, enjoyment. All these are very fake. It's not. It's not real. Your life. You have to find out the real life, the inner. Within yourself. You know, joy from sort of external pleasure, such as fun experiences or hearing good news. They rely on external situation. If those conditions change, the pleasure can turn into frustration. You might ask, like, why, you know, does joy arise from compassion and wisdom? When you genuinely care for others or yourself, you see, like your heart naturally opens. And this openness reduces selfish mind. Um, and that openness, you feel a uh, deeper connection, and this connection brings genuine joy and happiness. That's the answer, why, like, compassion and wisdom bring authentic joy, because you are no longer rely on this selfish mind. You rely on this, like, your well-being, like your wisdom, your genuine, like, happiness. Because wisdom allows you to see things clearly, right? When you see clearly, your mind becomes free from confusion, and that clarity naturally brings peace and joy. Therefore, Both compassion and wisdom help reduce suffering. That's why Buddhism really focus on, if you think about um, the Four Noble Truths, lots of, Westerner people don't like Buddhism because, they're just focused on suffering. It's true because, you know, if you don't want suffering, you have to understand the cause of the suffering, how to reduce the suffering. Then you have to focus on the suffering teachings, like, because suffering often arises from ignorance and selfishness. Uh, your inner wisdom develop, your inner wisdom and compassion. You need to understand, how do I purify the suffering? What are the cause? All this, right? And you reduce this cause of suffering, and joy arise as a natural sort of result. So in Buddhism, everyone has the potential for awakening. Uh, Compassion and wisdom are part of that potential. Um, by practicing meditation, mindfulness, and awareness, um, you, for example, you sort of water those seeds, and over time they grow stronger, right? You have this natural sort of compassion and wisdom. That's the part of your potential, but you have to let them grow and grow stronger. Then you will see your authentic joy. Nothing has to do with external situation. So when you benefit for someone without sort of expecting anything in return, you may feel a authentic and radiant sort of inner joy, which also arises from both compassion and wisdom working together, right? For example, if you help somebody, you know, and you expect something, or if I do that, this, then they will do something for me, then there is no inner joy, no authentic sort of, happiness. But if you 100% help others based on your compassion, wisdom, then almost 100% sure that you experience this authentic joy and genuine happiness, because that arises from compassion and wisdom. They're working together. So without this authentic joy, the spiritual path can feel difficult. People say, hey, enjoy your meditation. How do I enjoy meditation? Is not easy. right? But if you understand all this, you will see, oh yeah, meditation can be, like bring all this, authentic and genuine, joy and happiness. Yeah, I understand that. So when this joy is present, it gives very steady energy for meditation, and an authentic joy keeps the practice balanced and sort of reminds you of the beauty of the path. So therefore, I think the Buddha said that a joyful heart is a sign of a healthy practitioner. Joy arises when the heart opens with kindness, and it protects the mind from um, laziness, discouragement. So, so in order to meditate, you need all this knowledge, you know, so that helps your meditation more sort of enjoyable, and the benefits and uh, the essence, rather, like without all this knowledge, just force to yourself, oh, I have to meditate. It's not going to work. And Buddhism is the good thing is Buddhism about this like very open, and there's so many knowledge and instructions. And if you know how to bring those instructions, they make your meditation so much easier rather than, force to yourself, I have to meditate. Oh, I have a problem with anger. You know, it doesn't work that way. We need all these techniques and methods, and um, but that's not easy. We just, but be patient with your meditation. And one thing is like read books and listen teachings uh, that support your meditation, right? For example, if you meditate, you want to meditate mindfulness and awareness, and you read about, Vajrayana, meditation, empowerment, nothing help. Your, so when you meditate mindfulness, read book about mindfulness. When you meditate bodhicitta, read books about bodhicitta, something related to your meditation, you know. And then just you read it and then close your book and leave it there. That also not good. So bring that knowledge into, put into your meditation. And you, okay, I have this problem. How do I how do I communicate with my, my knowledge? Read this book, and then try. You have to try, and Yeah. What else? Okay. Meditate for a few minutes. Mindfulness awareness. This is the topic. So, this meditation helps you recognize your thoughts and let them go in combination with the breath. So it's a mindfulness and awareness practice. So as we did in last time, just breathe in and out gently and relax. As you breathe in, notice distractions if you have, and then let them go, and then relax and return to the breath. Recognize your thoughts again, release them, let them dissolve. Continue meditating in this way. So recognize your distractions, your thoughts, and let them go without, remember, we say like any sort of judgment. It's just to observe and let them go. As I mentioned, you know, when you find you discover a beautiful flower, don't pick it up. Let it be. That is kind of like true concentration. In this way, the mind can rest in a more peaceful state. So the the aim of concentration is to extend the time of sort of awareness, mindfulness. So what matters is not how long you can stay focused, but how quickly you return to focus after a distraction. So if you choose to think, you can do that too, but watch your thoughts carefully. You don't want to lose your concentration. And if you prefer to let go of distractions, you can do that as well. It depends on what you want, right? So listen your mind, your body, your senses, and just be gentle with yourself.